Good day, everyone. I am Jonathan Maglasang from Cebu Technological University. Today, I would like to present our project entitled Development of Hybrid Marine Air Vehicle to Satisfy Various Rapid and Efficient Inter-Island Transport Needs in the Philippines. Now, our country is a very beautiful country. We have a lot of islands. We have very long coastline. We are in the crossroad of major international navigation routes, and we are also a center of marine biodiversity. And also, there's a potential that we can have a lot of oil and gas deposits here in our country. And as we look around, we have seen a lot of beautiful and talented people. Now, just like all beautiful people, our beautiful country also has problems. Now, it's because the Philippines is an archipelagic country. So this we have disconnected islands, disconnected people, and each island is like a small island developing state in its own. And we really need to to grow together, no? And as 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 one. And actually, this one is situation is really holding us back. And another one is since the country is located in the ring of fire, we are really prone to natural disasters. Just recently, we have a very strong typhoon. We have earthquakes. We have volcanic eruptions, and of course, the real effects of climate change. Then this photo actually was taken during or after Typhoon Yolanda. I was um, also living in the area severely affected by this typhoon in northern Cebu. And also, there's also a problem with our national security. No? No problem with our east side because it's the Pacific Ocean, but our west side we have some little bit some misunderstanding and disputes now over territories in our West Philippine Sea. Now, this national security also uh, includes food security. And we really have to, since we are archipelagic and highly prone to natural disasters, now our security also are coupled, no, are connected with this other two. So actually, there are three very important issues that we really need to address. Okay, so these problems now, this problem being archipelagic, now we cannot really afford to build a bridge for them to be connected. These 7,100 plus islands, we can connect major islands like we have from Iloilo to Negros. We can connect through the Panay, Guimaras, and then Guimaras, Negros bridges, and we'll also connect Cebu or and Negros via this bridge, and also maybe Bohol and maybe Leyte, and from Visayas we can also connect to Mindanao, and this is a very good thing, and we really hope that we can have this completed in the near future. But really, uh, there's actually, even though if you connect all this with bridges, then there is still, like for instance, at this point, we really have to travel far just to go to these bridges. No? The access is quite difficult. So there is a need for appropriate transportation strategies for economic connectivity between islands and our tourism. What about medical emergencies? When there is uh, somebody here that really wants to access a sophisticated hospital in Cebu City. So how do we transport these people? Okay, so that would be difficult. Now, also with this uh, we are highly prone to natural disasters, so there's a need for rapid risk and disaster assessment and response. So if there is, let's say, a typhoon affected areas, then we can easily we can rapidly and easily bring relief goods to them, help, so that we can save more lives. And also for our national security, there is a need for appropriate multi-mission workforce vehicle for maritime airborne operations, surveillance. Now, these three problems, these three needs actually, there is a common denominator for this, and that common denominator is an appropriate inter-island transport vehicle for our applicable to us as an archipelagic and highly vulnerable country. Maybe with this climate change, or maybe with these natural disasters, and maybe for national security. Okay. Now, what is this appropriate inter-island transport vehicle? Now, this should be rapid, uh, this should be efficient, and this should be highly versatile, because meaning from any point in a particular island to any point to the other point of another island. So meaning it has to cross the sea and also to land efficiently, without any special infrastructure. Okay, so maybe an airplane, a flexible airplane, or that can be, or maybe a boat, or maybe a sea ambulance, which can be used as a sea ambulance. Now, okay, so because we're talking about the appropriate transport vehicle, so let's try to look at this. Currently, we are our mainstream transport vehicle. So for so long, we've been dependent on boats, ships, and maybe barges to transport goods and people from one island to another. So now boat travel is cheap but very slow. Meaning, for me, I usually travel before from Cebu, northern Cebu. I have to go by bus to Cebu City, and from Cebu City, I have to go to Mindanao. It can be Iligan, Samis, or it can be Cagayan de Oro, and then take another mode of transport to Iligan City, my station before. So usually it took me more than 12 hours by boat to reach my destination. Now, by plane, it's quite fast. Okay, air travel is fast but very expensive. Why very expensive? Because fuel is different, and we need airports, and also the from the airport we need the plane has to taxi and then take off, then climb to uh, high altitudes, then cruise, then descend to, and then land, and then taxi in another specially designated infrastructure, that is an airport. So it's fast but very expensive and very limited in option and route. You cannot just take off and land from anywhere. That's not possible. Now, that is why we are talking about this hybrid travel, a boat and an air, okay, sea and air, or marine air travel, and that is our project is all about. Now, hybrid travel is cheaper, faster, and lots of options and routes. So why? Because yeah, we can take off from the beach, we can land on the beach. We don't need to really climb, which is around 31%, and we don't need to descend because we're just flying very few meters from the surface. Okay. Now, So this is our hybrid marine air vehicle. So our inspiration is actually our natural flyers. So we can observe birds to fly just above the surface of the water without tiring for so long, for hours, hunting for their food. Now we can develop, maybe we can exploit, we can use the things that the techniques that they're employing. So so this hybrid marine air vehicle that we are going to produce in this project is actually a hybrid boat and airplane. It's very fast compared to boats. Just think about a 12-hour travel to just 1 hour. So what we could be more productive, no? With this. Now, very efficient than airplanes. So because we will be utilizing this aerodynamic phenomenon known as wing in surface effect or wing in ground effect. So and then this vehicle can land and take off anywhere from water, sandbars, marshes, but can also land in our airport as well. Now this is a concept now for a hybrid marine air vehicle. Just like this one is just few, 1 meter, 2 meters, maybe 2.5 or 3 meters above the surface of the water, something like this. Okay, so can we just imagine if we have this mainstream in our country? So can you just imagine that if I want to travel from Cebu to Mindanao just 1 hour instead of 12 hours? What about tourists? So instead of for 1 week, they will just be staying in Boracay and nearby tourist destinations. Maybe they can explore more tourist destinations in the whole country in a week if we can have this uh, vehicle. Now, these are the possible use of our hybrid marine air vehicle prototype. Okay, so this can be used as a rapid and efficient inter-island transportation of people, transportation of goods, transportation of tourists, uh, sea ambulance. Now, if there is somebody that we want to uh, bring from a small island to an island with this appropriate health facility, so we can really do that with this vehicle. And then for island tourism, so this would mean a lot to our economy, and it can be used as rapid disaster assessment and response. Okay, so we can have a very rapid and precise rescue operation with this type of vehicle. Then we have search and high-speed marine transport for troops and supplies, and this is actually very important for our Philippine Navy and even for our Philippine Army and our military and civilian troops. Okay, and we can also help a lot food security in aquaculture, in agriculture. We can bring fresh, we can bring immediately, rapidly, uh, fresh produce from maybe from Palawan to Manila, from Mindanao to Manila, and from Luzon to Visayas and Mindanao. Now, this can be used also as UAV launching and recovery platform. Now, with this project, so we can see a more connected archipelago, so a more progressive and developed PH nation, strong and united nation, and it can have a safer nation, meaning more precious lives saved through rapid and efficient emergency response, rescue, um, relief operations. And in general, you can have a more secured page security for security, um, national security. Now, these are the project objectives and strategies. Now, of course, in order to build this prototype, to fly this prototype, we really need to study. You know? So we have these strategies. Okay, so designing and then testing our models, and then creating our laboratory models. You know? And then building our prototype, testing our prototype, and then refining our prototype before we can mainstream this vehicle. Now, this is a 3-year project, and these 3 years will be with a lot of excitements, challenges, and opportunities. And thank you very much for your kind attention.